Welcome to UEA's advice on student finance and accommodation for applicants of 2020. My name's Lucy. I'm going to take you through the rest of these slides. So to start with, we wanted to talk about the student loan that's available from Student Finance England. This loan is made up of two parts. The first part is the tuition fee loan. This is the money that goes from the government to the university to pay for your academic costs. Okay, so this money doesn't touch the student's pocket as such. The money that goes into the student's pocket is the maintenance loan or living cost loan, and these are the top figures that are available for the 2020 cycle. The reason these are the top figures is because this part of the loan is means tested based on household income of the previous year. So just to explain this a little bit further, the top amounts, as you can see, are on the left-hand side. The middle column is what everybody is entitled to. So these are the amounts that everybody has available to them. And then it's a sliding scale of the third column, the column on the right, as to which or how much you might be entitled to make up the top maximum loan amount. And as we said, it's based on household income of the previous year. So the best way to find out what's available to you is to hop on to Google and type in student finance calculator. This will take you to the government web pages and you'll be able to pop in your household income and see what you should be entitled to for the 2020 cycle. As you're working through, it will talk to you about household income and how it's working. So once you've finished your course, you make no repayments whilst you're studying. That's when they start making collections towards your repayments towards your student loan. So if, for example, you've graduated in the June or the July and you are earning over the amount on the screen, the £26,575, they'll start taking repayments towards your student loan. These are taken at a rate of 9% of the difference on your earnings over £26,575. So if, for example, you're earning £30,000, then they would take the difference, which is, let me think, 3,425. You'll have to correct my math if I'm wrong. They then take that amount and break that down into 12 monthly payments, and you then pay 9% of that amount. And on the next slide, I'll show you some examples. You make these repayments at a steady rate over the next 30 years. And at the end of those 30 years, the government will say, thank you very much. You've made enough contribution towards your student loan. We're done. So if you want to find out a bit more information about that, it's well worth reading Martin Lewis's information on the Money Saving Expert website. He talks about the fact that it doesn't reflect on mortgage, so it has no impact on a mortgage. The repayments aren't passed to family members, and at the end of those 30 years they will say thank you very much, your contribution is enough. The only way your repayments would go up is if your salary goes up as you're working through. So if you have a look at these examples, so if you're earning 30,000, that would be roughly £25 a month. And if your salary goes up, so your repayments will go up as you're working through. So have a really big think about whether or not those repayments are right for you as you're working through the student loan package. As we said, it has no impact at all. And at the end of the 30 years, they'll say, thank you very much, you've contributed enough. If at any time you fall below that threshold of £26,575, 575? Yes, I am right. If you fall below that threshold, then you will stop making repayments. So if, for example, you get made redundant, go on maternity leave, or take a career break to go back into education, your repayments will stop and they will only start again once you're back over that threshold. So then your repayments will restart towards the 30 years. Okay, so we have to talk about interest rates. They do apply throughout your course and the government set those each year. So have a look on the Student Finance England website to find out what the interest rates are at this stage. Once you've finished your course, they are then also applied based on your income. So as you can see, each salary band has its own interest rate as you're working through. And it's well worth having a look to see. But as we said, you need to think carefully about the impact these will have on you, as it's based on your earnings and they may remain the same throughout, and your contributions may not have any impact with interest rates. So have a really good look at it as you're working through. When thinking about applications towards your student finance, you can apply online through the government webpage detailed below. As you're working through, you will need your top choice of course at this stage. Now, we realise that may change as you're working through, so Student Finance England understand that. And once you've started through the process, once Student Finance England have accepted you for the loan, you can then update the course, your financial income, if that might have changed over the last year, your bank details for a student bank account, perhaps. It's well worth shopping around for student bank accounts. That's the bank details of the account that you want the money to go into, that you're receiving into your pocket as a student. And then lastly, your national insurance number. That's obviously their tracking mechanism, but also it will highlight if you've got siblings going through the education system at the same time. So it's well worth backing that up by letting Student Finance England know as you're going through. The deadline for student finance for this academic year is the 22nd of May. So student finance has already opened. You can hop online and log in anytime, and it will close on the 22nd of May. If you don't have your application in by the 22nd of May, you can still apply, but they don't guarantee you the money for the first day of your course. So it's well worth hopping on before the 22nd of May, getting that application in, and then you're guaranteed that money for the first day of your course, and you're not making any back payments towards student finance. Other support that might be available from the government includes things like disabled students allowance. So if you've had any support on your course, maybe you've had academic support or you've had additional time, it's well worth putting in a disabled students allowance application alongside your student finance. This will support you with gaining any extra equipment, for example, that you might need for your course. If you currently claim money for dependents or childcare costs, the government can also support you with those, so hop onto the government website and have a look. Lastly, if you're taking part in any of the healthcare professions like nursing courses or midwifery courses or perhaps speech and language therapy courses, then there is also the NHS bursary. That's £5,000 each year to support you as you're taking part in your course. So hop on to the NHS bursary web pages, in your application, and that will fit alongside what you're doing. In order for universities to charge £9,250, we have to put a number of different opportunities in place for our students. And firstly, a lot of universities are putting money into bursaries. Once again, this is based on household income or living background, so it's well worth hopping onto bursary pages to see if you're eligible for any of these. Money ranges from £800 to £2,500 each year to support you, and this is non-repayable money, so money you don't have to send back. So it's well worth looking to see if you're eligible for any of the bursaries that are on offer from universities. Most universities also offer scholarships. Now, there's a huge breadth of scholarships out there, and some of them are very academically linked and may be very specific to your living area or perhaps your course. So have a look on the specific academic pages for your university and for your course. We offer a number of scholarships to support you with your non-academic opportunities. So, for example, if you're taking part in music and want to continue to contribute to music at the university, then we support students with a quick audition piece. Students can apply and gain funding towards continuing their education in music. We also offer a number of sports scholarships. So these could be for students who might be competing at a regional or county level all the way through to a national level. So it's well worth having a look to see if you're eligible for any of these. And these could help you in terms of sports with things like coach, gym memberships, learning mentors to help you with your course. So they can build in different amounts of time to help you maintain your sport alongside your course. So they're great opportunities to have a look into. A number of our students also get part-time jobs to fit along to help them pay for university costs, nights out, or perhaps extra food and opportunities. So one of the ways our students do this is through our student worker and our student ambassador schemes. This is where our students go out to represent us, either perhaps taking campus tours out or talking to students and current applicants about their current student life experiences, or perhaps going into schools to do talks as well. So it's a really good opportunity because you can opt into which shifts you want to work and you can fit them around your academic deadlines and opportunities. So, for example, some of our med students fit them in around their Easter breaks and their summer breaks, or perhaps in the evenings, whereas others of our students fit them in around their deadlines. So, if they've got heavy essay weeks, we might not see them at all, and we might see them a little bit later on in the term or semester. There are other opportunities that are available as well through Careers Central, and there are loads of opportunities in Norwich City Centre, perhaps working in coffee shops or bars, or if, for example, you've got a retail job in a retail outlet, you might be able to transfer it across to the local area and work in the local branch of that retail outlet. So it's worth having a look and speaking to your bosses if you've got a job like that at home already. Other budgeting tips that our students have highlighted to us are these opportunities. So the Totem card has replaced the NUS Plus card or the NUS Extra card. It costs you a little bit more, but it gives you extra resources and extra opportunities and extra discounts on top of your NUS card. The 16 to 25 travel card is for train travel and can offer you a third off. So a lot of our students use that, but a lot of them also use a webpage called Split Ticketing, which I know Trainline has been starting to use as well, in which you're given, say, 3 or 4 different tickets instead of one ticket for train travel, and it can bring the cost down quite a lot. My trip to Sheffield a couple of weeks ago was brought down by nearly £60 for that particular ticket. So it's well worth having a look at ticketing opportunities. Some student bank accounts also offer discounts on things like Amazon Prime or perhaps a rail card of your own. So have a look and shop around with student bank accounts to see what they offer. There are loads of apps out there with lots of different vouchers, and lots of web pages have vouchers and sign up schemes. So have a look at the apps for your favourite restaurants or shops. And a lot of students I know are already using Uni Days whilst at college. So check out Uni Days as well for extra discounts in the local area. Lastly, there's the Scholarship Hub, and these are scholarships that might not be linked to a particular university, but have lots of different opportunities. So it could be scholarships that are available from your local council, for example. So hop onto the Scholarship Hub to see if there's any extra finance that could help you from your local area. Next, we're going to think about the accommodation that's available at UEA and talk you through some of our processes. So as you can see, these are a breadth of different accommodation prices, starting from our standard accommodation in our ziggurats, which offer the larger rooms because they're shared bathroom opportunities, right round to Hickling and Barton, which is our most expensive accommodation because it's our newest accommodation and has the most up-to-date equipment in it. They are very popular. So when thinking about your accommodation, make sure you've put the one that you want on your accommodation preference form. As you can see, all bills are included in your year's accommodation with us on campus, and mostly campus accommodation is between 5 to 15 minutes walk away from some of our teaching, so it's not very far at all to get backwards and forwards. It's all fully furnished, and it has high-speed internet as well as a 38-week license. However, if you're one of the medicine or health course related students, your license might last a little bit longer, so have a check out on our web pages to see how long your license lasts. We like to think we're a safe, friendly and fun campus, especially with the benefit of 24-hour security. Look out for the security dogs. They're very friendly. They're very, very happy to come and meet with you. And if you've lost your keys, they're always willing to let you into your flat or your accommodation. So when talking about what's not included, obviously all of our accommodation is self-catered. So we don't include any food costs in what we're offering to you. We also don't include bedding. You can get hold of it locally, so if you don't want to bring it with you, you can pick it up, but most students tend to bring their favourite duvets with them. Thinking about your TV licence, I often get asked whether or not this is still relevant, but if you're watching anything live, even through the internet, you will still probably need a TV licence. So whether that's your Love Island addiction or the Formula One, or whether you're following your favourite rugby team, you probably need that TV licence, and it's ever so important in your second, third year to find out from your landlord if your TV licence is relevant per room because you've got different locks on your door, or whether it's per household. We see a lot of students arrive with 12-piece pot and pan set, 12-piece crockery set, 12-piece cutlery set. Think about what you really need to make the things that you enjoy cooking, especially with the things you're going to eat. You often only have a small locker space alongside some shared resources and maybe a shelf in the fridge and the freezer. So think about what you're going to bring and be slightly conservative about it. You can always bring a voucher with you and pick up anything you need in Norwich. Everything's around from Asda to Wilko's, so you can pick it up reasonably quickly. We often see a lot of bottle openers in the first week and not so many tin openers. So think what you need to cook the things that you really enjoy. Lastly, we don't ask for a deposit here at UEA. That's because we feel you're already making a great contribution towards your accommodation. When it comes to second year accommodation, we offer two schemes. So to help you find the right house for you with the people that you've met in your first year, we run two schemes, home run and home let. With home run, we have accredited and checked, and we have a list of landlords from the student union that you can approach for accommodation, and these are always posted on the student union website. With home let, it's us who's the landlord. So with both schemes, they're always advertised on the student union. A lot of students in their second year, actually probably in their first year, are looking in January ready for their accommodation for September. So start hunting around. It's never too early to have a look. And it might be worth having a look now just to see what's available so you know what you might be moving into in your second or third year. They're always affordable, accredited, and approved sites. So it's important to us that we make sure that you're happy and comfortable in your accommodation. For those of you that are looking for more of a city centre experience, we do also have Pablo Fanque House. It's in the city centre. It's often postgraduate students or second year students who look for this accommodation first. But if you're looking for something slightly different, it's well worth having a look at and seeing what's available through our accommodation webpage. The deadline for your accommodation preference form is the 31st of July. So if you've gone firm, and importantly, if you've also gone insurance with us, you need to fill in your accommodation preference form, and it has to be done by the 31st of July. Please, please, please check your junk or your inboxes or your spam filters, just in case you've already received it. And because it's a mass emailing, it's got stuck. You need to get that preference in by the 31st of July. I can't state it enough. Otherwise, you drop down the list and your accommodation isn't guaranteed and isn't guaranteed to be one of your top preferences. So please, please, please hunt it out if you've gone firm or insurance with us, just to make sure your accommodation is there, even if we fall to your insurance choice. If you've got any questions, you can go onto the web pages at uea.ac.uk/ask, or you can go onto our web pages and ask a student online. So have a look and see or ask any questions with the students that are available. And if you're looking for any other opportunities or signposting, these are some of the help and support networks that are out there at the moment. So head on to Student Finance England. We have our own finance team, so if you've got any questions for us directly at UEA, drop us a line. Or if you've got questions about accommodation, please hop online, speak to us through the accommodation office. Thanks ever so much for your time, and I hope you have a good day.